Is breaking news on WDSU.
Right now at noon, we're following breaking news from court as a judge dismisses Mayor LaToya Cantrell's stalking complaint against a woman accused of photographing her and a member of her security detail. But that's not all. The judge is also ordering the mayor to pay that woman's legal costs. WDSU investigative reporter Cassie Sherm has been following these late breaking developments and joins us now with really what unfolded in that courtroom. Cassie.
That's right, Randy. We've been following this story since the beginning, and today in that courtroom, the judge decided that the pictures taken by Ann Breaux of the mayor given to the Metropolitan Crime Commissioner actually follows under freedom of speech. So not only dropping the protection order altogether, the judge ruled that the mayor has to pay for her legal fees. Now, this is a big win for Ann Breaux, who's a longtime French Quarter resident who says she saw something she felt was not okay and decided to document it. Now, Mayor LaToya Cantrell did not appear in court, but was in a separate room. She filed last month for a temporary restraining order against Breaux, a longtime Pentalba apartment resident who took pictures of the mayor from her balcony. Now, this happened on April 7th when the mayor was sharing drinks on the balcony of Restaurant Tableau with Officer Jeffrey Vappy. Now, court records state the lunch started at around 1:30 p.m. It was around 5:30 p.m. when Breaux snapped the picture of the two of sipping what Breaux's attorney says appears to be wine. Now, Breaux forwarded the snapshots to the watchdog Metropolitan Crime Commissioner, which filed the latest complaint against Vappy with NOPD's Public Integrity Bureau. Now, Vappy was then taken off the mayor's security detail. 34 days after that picture was taken, the mayor filed a restraining order against Breaux, stating Breaux has aggressively taken pictures of her and listed that there's been multiple interactions with Breaux that made her feel unsafe. Now, today, the judge ruled that the mayor's restraining order be dropped and that the mayor has to pay Breaux's legal fees. Breaux and her attorney say this is a big win for the community. The mayor's attorney is saying it's dropped and for us, the media, to move on.
I think it's a great day for the citizens in New Orleans. They can be rest assured that when they see something out of the ordinary or they see something that should be addressed publicly, especially when you're talking about city employees fraternizing with the mayor, an already precarious position, that no one is above the law.
Step up for each other and do the right thing in this community, which I try to do every day in the French Quarter, specifically in Jackson Square. And we should stick up for what's right and make people accountable for what they do.
We believe that our legal position was sound. The judge didn't agree. The mayor accepts the ruling of the court and is ready to move on. So, it was a good day in court for everyone.
Now, when the mayor's attorney was asked about the mayor putting false information in that filing for the protective order and also getting access to Breaux's Social Security, among other things, he told us, the media, saying it's over, it's been dismissed, to move on. Now, we're going to continue to follow this very closely. And we even put in some public records requests a few weeks ago that we're still waiting to get back. So we're going to try to update you guys with the latest information as soon as we get that. Reporting here at Civil Court, I'm Cassie Sherm. Back to you.
Cassie, thank you for that. Right now, we're all